Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. I have something very interesting, uh, very interesting to share with you guys. Talking about how gold is transforming into a currency, how gold's transformation to a currency has begun, and how it could actually be a real value, not just as we see it as a commodity. So, anyways, some of the summary of this is how gold is transforming from a commodity into an alternative currency of sort. The volatility we are seeing from stocks to commodities to bonds is a reflection of this attempt to recalibrate the prices of all these assets. The precious metals are becoming a real safe haven asset once again. Also, we're starting to get confirmation the complete of this correction, which was a counter-trend correction. Silver is the most oversold asset. The price does not reflect the current economic condition which we are in. So before we get into gold and the fundamentals, make sure you smash the like button. Let's see if this video can get 100 likes. I know everyone stacks silver, right? Everyone is interested in this stuff, so make sure you smash the like button. It just helps the video get shared out and recommended to other silver stackers and like-minded people. So anyways, our CEO Patrick has been trading gold since 2008. Wow, what a weird time to get into gold and silver from the 2008 credit crisis. But anyways, since then the paper market has corrupted the gold market by distorting the price of gold. Selling short has allowed paper sellers to depress the price of gold artificially, which seriously damaged or destroyed gold mining companies. In 2008, mortgage selling was behind the collapse. Selling mortgages to individuals who could not afford even the first payment was ridiculous. The system collapsed and the financial system came close to collapsing. The Fed had to open up printing press to support the economy to keep it going at all. The numbers today have not changed. When you look at the debt, it has almost doubled since 2008. The risk that central banks are carrying has also doubled from 1 quadrillion to 2 quadrillion in risk in relation to derivatives. The Fed is pretty much at zero interest rates, given the real inflation rate, so the Fed has no room to lower any rates any further. The goal appears to be to bring interest rates down to negative or zero rates. I fail to find any logic in dealing with an economy that's providing zero or negative interest rates. Pension and sovereign funds will face an immense challenge to even survive without any income or interest rates so low. It appears that the bubble has been broken and the facade of manipulation by the Feds has been revealed. The system was very fragile and risky. All we need was something like COVID-19 to push us over the edge. So wow, it did. It exposed, COVID-19 exposed the truth that we've been talking about for so long. Gold is transforming from a commodity into an alternative currency of sort. We are looking at a paradigm or shift in relation to interest rates. The government has suppressed the price of gold and many other assets. This has distorted the financial system. We are now looking at the markets to find real prices of various assets. The market broke. The volatility we are seeing from stocks to commodities to bonds is a reflection of this attempt to recalibrate the prices of all these assets. No one really knows what is going to happen at this stage. We are in the midst of a major economic transformation. We have triple threat of economic health and political crisis all at once. Although these times seem very gloomy, this is the time of truly one to see the greatest opportunity in decades. The whole spectrum of markets is seriously depressed, which means they're offering great opportunities. Some of the biggest corrections we've had going back to the 1930s were some of the biggest opportunities. I hope you're in a position to consider those opportunities, right? It's just switching the perspective. There is a lot of opportunity, but you have to be on the right side of the fence, right? The market can be a double-edged sword if you're doing it from that perspective, but a lot of people like us do have a lot of gold and silver, so we are in a very opportunistic stage where other people might be on the other end of the stick, living in debt, which can get, definitely get hurt by this situation. So with lockdown, production has come to a halt for the first time in history. It is difficult to ponder the ramifications of such a shutdown. No one has any idea of what this will all mean. We're beginning to see some of the effects. As one example, Ecuador is an oil-producing developing country in Latin America. They peg their currency to the US dollar. It seemed like a major mistake when Ecuador did that. There is a painful adjustment when a country tries to peg a currency to the US dollar, given the economic disparity between the two countries. If anything happens to the US dollar, Ecuador will be in serious trouble. COVID-19 happened, and now Ecuador cannot print dollars as the US is doing. This is the trap that Ecuador did not realize it was entering when they pegged their currency to the dollar. Therefore, The government can't do anything to help their own people. They don't have the funds. The U.S. can subsidize almost everything by creating more money, even buying junk bonds. Ecuador cannot do that. Italy faces the same issues with EU. Italy cannot alone print more euros. Only the EU can do that, leaving Italy in a dire economic situation. Wow, that is a very, very, very good point and scary point. So the IMF has now tried to step in with financial support, but there are dozens of developing countries that already need help facing dire liquidity issues. Ecuador also has it worse because it's an oil producer, with now oil selling for less than $20 a barrel. Ecuador doesn't have the dollar reserves or to cushion the collapse. They can't devalue their currency to lessen the impact of their debt because the currency is tied to the US dollar. Ecuador is now trying to recalibrate their laws and make systems trying to deal with what has happened. Governments around the world have to step in to provide liquidity and the confidence to reassure people we aren't going into another Great Depression. The precious metals are becoming a real safe haven asset once again, and that's a serious statement right there. It is one of the ways to hedge against the potential crisis we are facing. This huge adjustment to crisis also prevents massive opportunities, such as in precious metals markets. So, wow. So, a lot is going on, right? On a global scale, right? We talk about things on a U.S. scale, in America or United States, or maybe like U.S.-China trade wars, but this is really global, and it's devastating to see how the extent that COVID-19 is causing, especially since the system won't ever be the same again. Economies won't ever be the same again. The economy won't. So, I don't know. I'm curious what you think about all that. Where do you think this is going to be heading? Do you think that gold is an alternative? I mean, for them, gold is the only safe haven asset there is. And on a global scale, gold and silver are the only real safe haven assets. So gold came down to the VCPMI's buy one level at $1,748. And by the way, the VCPMI is a artificial intelligence trading bot. So it trades, and there's no speculation, there's no biased opinion, because it just looks at the numbers. So that it trades very accurately and realistically. So it found some of the interest down at that level. The VCPMI tells us to expect buyers to show up at that level. This type of activity indicates that sellers are capitulating, and we are getting buying interest in the market. So right below the daily buy 2 level of $1,722 is the weekly signal of $1,715, which is the average. Below that is the buy 1 weekly level of $1,576. Artificial intelligence tells us that at these levels we can expect buyers to enter the market at buy 1, the one trigger of $1,748. So trading can be very exciting and lucrative business to go into. If you look at it as a business, right, you have to be careful, right? There's a lot of risk, but there's a lot of reward, but there's a lot of risk. You have to be extremely careful, especially with how volatile things are, how sketchy things are, how shaky things are, and how sensitive things are right now. So you have to take the emotion out of the equation, and that's what I always mention. If you try to take the emotional attachment, the emotional involvement out, or you will get bit in the butt. If you do, you will be a lot more successful. The VCPMI removes the emotion from trading in as much as humanly possible. We let the algorithm show us the way and where to enter a trade when the highest probability of making a profit. That's what I like about this thing. So, anyways, let's go into silver. So silver's at $15.70, down about 42 cents. The market came into the target zones all the way up to $16.30. This has been the distribution area of supply as we come in all week. The target was completed. Once it is completed, even though it went all the way up from $16.30, it was closed above $16.09. It activated a short trigger. Your target below $15.98, silver met target with a couple of times activated another short signal from sell 1. So it's kind of just, it's kind of just going into, what silver's doing recently. So silver is the most oversold asset. The price does not reflect the current economic condition we are in. It has been suppressed just as gold has been. It's easier to suppress because so far it's a very thin market, right? The silver market's extremely, extremely small. The money that is manipulating silver can move the price fairly easy. They also use silver's weaker sister to influence the price of gold. So, Nothing is going to be the same. It is time to wake up. It's time to adjust. Make the best of the current situation. Look for the positives and try to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented. Our leaders have failed us. The system has collapsed. Do what you can for others, but also try to seize the opportunity presented. The old system could not afford to carry the debt it carried. System is broken down, and now we are heading for a new system. COVID-19 virus is going to be used as an excuse to explain the failure of the past financial economic policies that loaded the world with immense debt for the past 50 years or more. A new economic and financial system is going to replace it. With some fears that cash may be infected with the coronavirus, it may be time to introduce virtual currency backed by gold, maybe. So wow, that would be interesting, right? What do you think? I'm definitely very skeptical about everything, but it is interesting. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this was educational, informational, or just entertaining, make sure to smash that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe. I post daily videos every single day, giving you the newest, latest, freshest information and news in the world of precious metals. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.